Joining me on the phone is Lisa Graybill. She's the Deputy Legal Director for the Southern Poverty Law Center. Welcome, Lisa.
Thank you. Good to be here.
So tell me what the SPLC's reaction is to the decision not to press charges against the officers involved in the death of Alton Sterling.
Well, we're disappointed. We saw the same videos that everyone else saw, which clearly give rise to grave concern about the officers' conduct in this incident. We empathize with the family. You can hear the agony in their voices, and you can see it on their faces. And we're committed to continuing to advocate with the many other groups that we work with against police misconduct and for greater transparency and accountability. And this just reminds us to double down on our efforts.
Well, the Baton Rouge Police chief said the store surveillance footage will be released later this week. They have yet to release the body camera footage of the shooting. The chief said it will be released once the disciplinary process against the two officers finishes. Do you think that footage should have been released sooner?
I do think so. I think that the public is entitled to see the complete footage that exists. And one of the problems with gathering or establishing more transparency and accountability with police departments is the control that the police maintain over documentary evidence like the videos. The videos should speak for themselves. We shouldn't have to wait until the conclusion of a disciplinary hearing to see those videos.
Well, in May 2017, the Department of Justice announced it would not pursue federal charges in Sterling's death. Do you think state officials were following the lead of the federal government?
I couldn't put myself in the mind of Attorney General Landry. I can only say that I'm disappointed with the outcome of both the federal government's decision and the state's decision here.
Well, obviously, every case is different and has a different set of circumstances. But how do decisions where officers are not charged impact how communities of color view law enforcement?
I think it's very understandable that communities of color who have long suffered from a disproportionate policing in their communities, disproportionate prosecution of their family members and individuals are understandably already skeptical about the likelihood that police officers will be held accountable when they kill members of their communities. And I think incidents like this just underscore or reinforce that feeling. I think it's really discouraging for the many police officers who are out there doing their jobs and doing them with integrity and honesty and doing them ethically. But unfortunately, incidents like this really should cause the entire public to feel concerned about police behavior and about police accountability and transparency.
I'd like to ask you about the case of Stephon Clark. Earlier Monday, Sacramento's police chief discussed the shooting and the latest on the investigation. Here's some of what he had to say.
We announced the addition of the State Department of Justice being part of this investigation. I have complete confidence in the detectives in my department to accurately and impartially and thoroughly investigate this tragic incident. But due to the nature of this investigation, the extremely high emotions, anger, and hurt in our city, I felt it was the best interest of our entire community, including the members of our police department, to ask the Attorney General to be an independent part of this investigation. And Mr. Becerra agreed to be that independent body.
Lisa, what do you think of the decision to involve the California Attorney General?
I think it's a good decision. I think that it should reassure community members who are concerned about any potential bias that would exist locally that there will be an independent assessment of the situation in Sacramento. I think we would have hoped the same here in Louisiana, but the results speak for themselves.
And what is the Southern Poverty Law Center hoping to see from investigators in that case?
In California, I think we hope the same thing we hoped here and the same thing we hope in every case like this, and there are far too many of them. The first thing we hope is that the latest one we've seen will be the last one, but we know enough to know that that's unlikely to be true. I think that if the Attorney General conducts an open, transparent investigation that's accountable to the public while ensuring justice and due process are protected for all parties involved, then the public's more likely to have confidence in the results of the investigation. I hope that whatever video and other evidence is available there will be made public as appropriate so that the community can feel a little more confidence in the results of the investigation, whatever they may be.
All right, Lisa Graybill with the Southern Poverty Law Center. Thanks very much for your time.
Thank you.